Sorry. There we go. Never mind. We're good.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Dangerous Liberty Podcast. We are right here on the floor of SHOT Show. We got two very special guests, and this is going to be a really great episode. We're talking about a lot of different things tonight, and also we will be taking questions toward the end. So if you have questions, comments, gripes, complaints, we got Ty over there taking care of that. But before I go any further, let's go ahead and introduce our guests. JT, if you will, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and we'll go from there.
All right. JT Taylor. I'm the president and CEO of the Marine Corps Scout Sniper Association. We are a nonprofit, 503c. And we provide support services to Marine snipers and their families.
Awesome.
We've got basically three pillars of our association that we're focused on, and that is, one is Scout Sniper Support Cases, which is the family fund, helping those families that are in need, and those snipers in need. Another part that we have is our Team SSA, which is our shooting team. And that's basically to get the snipers off the couch around the nation, get them back connected, shooting guns, out on the range, networking together, and continue that brotherhood.
Yeah.
And then our last phase is the we'll have to edit that part up. Can't edit. What is it called? And basically that's it.
Yeah. I think that's really important. I don't think people understand how important it is, especially once people separate from the military, making sure they're staying active, making sure they're tied in with that community. I think that's a really important process that mitigates some of those things that we might call PTSD or might be associated with PTSD. So, no, it's great. I can't wait to talk a little bit more. I missed you guys out at the Major Land Sniper Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Been wanting to set this up for a long time. And we were all out here at SHOT Show. We said, what the heck, let's throw this together. And I think we'll definitely schedule some more in the future as well. And then we got Jimmy here from Christensen Arms. Tell us a little bit about what you do for Christensen.
Yeah, so I'm Jimmy Durham. I'm with Christensen Arms. I'm the director of customer experience for Christensen Arms. So anything that touches, a customer and our product, that's my responsibility in the company. So before that, 13 years in the Army, PRS shooter for a long time. So we would like to bring a lot of that experience to the company, especially dealing with our customers.
Nice. Where were you at the military, the Army?
I was a lot of places. Fort Carson and Hawaii were probably the nicest. So.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, thank you for your service. Appreciate that. So JT, if you will, let's talk a little bit about kind of what you guys are doing here at SHOT Show, but overall, like just kind of your larger mission and let's kind of take it from there.
Yeah, no problem. So, when we come to places like expos like this or things around the industry, one of our main goals is just to basically let people know that we exist.
Yeah.
Let people know that just because the Scout Sniper program went away in December 2023, it doesn't mean that Scout Snipers aren't still out there. And it doesn't mean that they are still not going to have the same issues that other veterans have. And that's why the Scout Sniper Association was formed in the first place, is so that Scout Snipers specifically could have an association that they could call home to help take care of each other.
That's awesome.
And when you come to expos like this and you're talking to industry, one of the big things that we try to do is not only, of course, raise money for our nonprofit for our different programs, but also to see what we can do to help spread the message throughout the industry and keep the industry connected, because we're not just asking for things from industry, but we're also asking industry, what can we do for you? How can we help spread your word? What can we do to partner to make a bigger impact overall?
Yeah, and I know, like, when we were at the Major Land Sniper Cup, how many competitors did you guys have there?
Well, the entire match, there was 136 shooters.
Yeah.
It's pretty big. And then we had, with that, the Major Land Sniper Cup, that's kind of became an annual event that we do now. It's fourth or fifth year we've done it. And that's to honor Major Land, who was a pivotal part of creating the Marine Corps Scout Sniper program. He's the one that got the first Marine Corps Scout Sniper school started, off the ground, developed the POI. Him and Gunny Carlos Hathcock, kind of worked hand in hand on that. So we have that competition every year just to kind of honor him and his legacy. He's in his 90s. He's on his way out the door pretty soon. So we'd like to do as much as we can to make sure that we keep his name, his legacy alive.
Sure.
And let him know that while he still is here, that he's important to us. And with that, we piggyback on that event. and we've decided this last year we have a match called the Grudge Match, and it's Army versus Marines.
Nice.
And so we thought that's cool to do because we're always jabbing each other anyway and ribbing each other. So
Sure.
we figured what way to have more bragging rights and to bring some of the best snipers from the Army, put them against some of the best guys from the Marine Corps, and just let them duke it out. And then we have a trophy at the end. It's a cup, and it gets passed back and forth each year with the winners. Marine Corps kept it for 2 years in a row.
Nice.
This year we lost.
Nice.
But yeah, that's what it's all about, is just keeping, not just the Marine Corps and the Marine snipers and that legacy alive, but partnering with the Army.
Yeah.
We're all brothers, and sharing that knowledge and that information, that exchange of information, because the Army has a great program also. And it's always good when you get like-minded individuals together that are professionals in their craft to spread knowledge and just help each other.
And iron sharpens iron, right?
Exactly right.
That's what it's all about. And I just think that's great. I think, again, having that competition, both major.
The Grudge Match, we don't have a set date.
Okay.
It's in October.
Okay.
Or the end of September. It's at Black Bear Shooting Club.
Okay.
In Gladstone, Virginia.
So it's the same place. Most of the, I remember most of the competitors there that were coming in under the Marine Corps sniper, whether they were active duty, you guys made sure that you guys paid for or helped them out with entry fees, travel. That was really cool. I thought that was really, really something to push forward.
Yeah, it's really important, and this is something that I talk about since I've become the President's Association, and you guys can probably speak on it yourself. Organizations like the VFW, the American Legion, these are great organizations, but they're mostly made up of an older generation of people, right?
Sure.
And a lot of that is because you don't realize the importance of keeping the brotherhood alive in these organizations when you get out. You don't realize it when you're active duty.
Yeah.
Because when you're active duty, you're around the guys all day. You're around your brothers every day. You're going to see them next week. And you don't have that forward thinking to think about, what am I going to do 10 years down the road when I'm not around these guys all the time? Yeah. And that's why the associations like ours, like the Army Sniper Association, are so important to keep these guys connected, because we want to include and push it really hard to the active duty guys so that they know, and they're active,
yeah,
they can take ownership in it while they're active and make sure that they're making it something good and quality to where they can take care of each other and get out. So that's one of the things we do, and ways to do that, like you just mentioned, is helping these guys come out to these comps and shoot. Because at E3 in the Marine Corps, E4 in the Marine Corps, E5 in the Marine Corps, sorry, but you're not affording match fees.
Yeah.
You're not. You can't afford your own ammo. You can't afford your own $10,000 rifle setup to go be competitive.
Right.
So we try to do whatever we can to use our sources, to use sponsors and donors, to ensure that we get these guys out comps. And that's why we have started our new Team SSA.
Nice.
And that's one of our initiatives this year we're pushing, is to try to get sponsors and donors to kind of help us get that and get these guys connected, get these guys off the couch, get them back connected with the brotherhood, back on the range. And it just, we also do these hog calls, we call them. A hog call is basically, we have a gathering of snipers. It's a sniper party.
Right.
Anybody can request a hog call from us in any region. And what we do is we share that information through our social media, and then we reach out to everybody that's a member on our email list from that area, and we let them know about that hog call, and then we help fund it. So whether it's say the guys want to get together at a shooting range and have a hog call, they may have 10 guys show up, they may have 20, they may have 30, you never know. But just being around those guys again for one night, if you haven't been around snipers or been around your brothers like that, is mental health for a whole year for some people.
100%.
And
it gives them something to look forward to.
Exactly, you look forward to, and it just, and also there's snipers that live down the street from you don't realize.
Yeah.
And in all these hog calls, that kind of stuff happens. I'll watch it happen right there in front. So now when we have these hog calls, I make sure like the first 10 minutes of the event, hey, everybody go around the room, introduce yourself. Where are you from? Where did you serve? Now turn to the guy next to you, share your contact, share your information. Because all you guys, if you showed up to this area, to this event in Rhode Island, most of you're in driving distance, right? So you know that there's a community of snipers in this area, and that's what we try to do is get those guys connected.
Yeah, I know, especially getting out of the military, a lot of people just have a hard time finding someone to relate to, right? Like the average civilian hasn't done the things you've done, doesn't have the same interests that you have. I mean, it's a tough transition. I don't care who you are, but especially if you're coming from the scout sniper world, special operations world, when you get out there into the civilian workforce. I mean, it's tough. It's really tough, and we need more of these things. That's why, as soon as I'd heard of the Marine Corps Sniper Association, I don't know that I actually ever even heard of the Army Sniper Association, which I think, by the way, either tomorrow or sometime this week, we'll have the Army Sniper Association guys on another podcast as well. If not, we're definitely going to have them both again on the future. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But let's talk about, number one, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, all those things. Now, let's talk about your social media. Let's talk about where people can go and donate right now.
So we're active on all social media platforms, from Instagram, Facebook, everything, LinkedIn. Our actual website is scoutsniper.org.
Okay.
You can go to that website, and on that website you have very clear buttons. They're right in the front and center, so you can't miss them.
Right.
One is for apply for membership. One is for request a hog call. One is request a support request, like you need help.
Yep.
And we thought it was really important to have those right, because that's what we're for. This is the purpose of our association. So when you go to our website, it's the first thing you see. And we've got, in our events tab, we've got all our events for the year. We also have different feedback, different testimonials from support cases that we've done. Support cases are our bread and butter nowadays, and that is, people reach out to us for help, and things happen in life. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes somebody's car broke down, and they're in the middle of a transition out of the military, and their truck broke down, and they're working. They're in some kind of college program. They can't get back and forth. So go to the mechanic, the invoice, how much it's going to cost. We'll pay the mechanic.
Wow.
Get your truck fixed, whatever.
Awesome.
Things from that all the way to helping pay for childcare. But we've got LinkedIn, we got Facebook website. Our LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook is all USMC Scout Sniper Association.
Okay.
Very active on there. This last year, we really put more effort into really beefing up our social media presence and trying to get the word out there, and also partnering with people like Christensen Arms and your Leopolds and all these different companies in the industry that support snipers, and trying to spread the word.
Awesome. And folks, they're not like, this was very impromptu, so those links are down below. But if you're watching this in the future, we'll make sure we'll have links to all of those, including their website, down below in the description. So go click those links. And one thing, again, this was kind of impromptu, but I just want to thank Christensen Arms for lending us this space so we can actually do this. So, with what you guys got going on, number one, what do you guys got new?
So we got a couple things new, but let me say, JT, exactly what you're saying with, getting our guys back out there shooting and everything. I can speak from personal experience that getting back out there shooting competition, getting back out there with some of your fellow friends and everything, it worked wonders. So I've done that to come out of some transition issues as well, and being able to do that it's just great for everybody. So definitely a great group to support. But for SHOT Show, so we've got our new Evoke is shipping. So we've got our 3 models, our base, our Mossy Oak, and our Hunter version, all shipping out. We got 7 backcountry that everybody's asking about. A lot of people asking about that, and when they're going to have that ready, and they can take that new 7 backcountry round out there and start with it. So we got that available in the 16-inch and 20-inch barrels and our ridge lines, and we're going to have some Evokes that are going to start shipping with that shortly as well. And then we got a bunch of new camo patterns that we're going to be dropping this year. So, everybody kind of wanted a different camo, and, we figured it was about time we launched some new camos and updated the product a little bit. So it's really cool.
Don't worry, folks. I'm already going to twist Jimmy's arm into doing. We'll do an interview. We'll get some good content on some of their rifles. I don't know. Maybe we can even get them to ship us some for some demo models. We'll see. We'll get some video reviews on that.
Yeah, we want some too.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what else is going on here at SHOT Show that you've seen so far, JT?
Hey, if you've never been to SHOT Show, guys, gals, whoever, it's a little overwhelming. Okay,
So much.
it's a little overwhelming. This year, we even sat down. We had a meeting last night with our group. We had a meeting for about 3 hours discussing how we're going to attack SHOT Show as a group. What floors we're going to go to, what booths we're going to do. As soon as you get here, it all goes to shit.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much stuff. There's so many people. You get caught up at one booth. You see somebody or recognize. You're pulled to another one, and then
Or you see a product or brand you didn't expect.
yes,
That's one of the problems with that. Absolutely. Like,
it's like a kid in a candy store.
100%.
You're walking around like, oh shit, there's Christian Arms. Oh shit, there's Glock. You're just like, it's too much. Sensory overload. Like right now, I'm like drained.
Yeah.
Just trying to function.
Yeah.
We got 3 more days.
And for people that don't know, you could literally walk these floors without stopping 12 hours a day for the 3 days, and you will not see it all. I mean, the scale of this is so much bigger than what you get. If you're in the industry, whether it's media, you got a YouTube, it's worth coming out. You're going to meet a lot of great people. You got to see a lot of new great products you wouldn't see any other way. And we'll definitely be doing our best to bring you guys as much information on some of the new products, some of the standout products. We can't cover it all, but we're going to do our best to see what we got going on and what Paramount's going to bring to the table as far as some of these new items, new products. So definitely stay tuned for that. So Jimmy, how long have you been working for Christensen Arms?
I've been working for Christensen Arms about 2 years.
Nice.
So definitely not my first SHOT Show. It's always a new experience every time you come, but luckily, you have quite a few friends at different companies, as well as, you see some of those veterans you served with as well, walking through here that got jobs at other companies, which is really cool. So, the industry, really, for as big as it seems, is really quite small.
Yes.
So it's really good getting together where everybody's at,
Right.
with where they're going, and it's a lot of fun. So.
That is cool. So before Christensen Arms, did you work at another firearms? What did you do before that?
Yeah, for almost 6 years, I worked for an optics company down in Houston, Texas.
Nice.
So I did that for a number of years right after I got out of the military.
Awesome.
And then I had the opportunity to come over here and start a whole new program. And I took that head on, and I'm always trying to take on some new hard task. And
So since you've been working for Christensen Arms, what's some of the things that stand out to you as an employee behind the scenes about Christensen Arms that might be different from some of the other companies out there?
So our factory is in Gunnison, Utah. So in that factory, it always amazes me the level of commitment to quality and accuracy, these guys and gals have on the floor. I mean, they are absolutely every day out there doing their absolute best to take the best rifles, the most accurate, and get those out to market as fast as they possibly can. It's just amazing to see how much commitment they have to this company and what that's really you can be them, not tell them that everything we appreciate. So.
And how many employees you guys have at your factory?
We have about 150 employees. So a small town of Gunnison, Utah. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Ty, we got any questions over there? Any comments?
Yeah, JCC sponsor to it. Sounds like they're going to have more people come out, help them get through everything.
Absolutely. That's an easy fix. We definitely need some. Look,
You need some ground support.
if anyone out there would like to come to SHOT Show next year and
You should make it a talent show.
It will definitely be a talent show.
Yeah.
We'll need to see some video. Yeah, you have to send us face shots, all those good things, headshots. What else we got?
Well, that's pretty much it. Everybody's
Just listening.
saying hello, and glad that we're doing it.
Yep. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing. I'm already behind on schedule as far as I got some content. We got from range day. I think we're all out the same range yesterday, the Prairie Fire Range. That place is a heck of a facility. That's the first time I've ever been out there.
6,000 acres.
It is unbelievable. That is one of the nicest times I've ever. Did you guys have guns out there yesterday?
Not at that range. Yeah. We're at Boulder City.
At the media,
Yeah.
media day range. So that was pretty crazy. And then about halfway through, we started getting about 56 mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah,
that was pretty insane.
It was funny because when we started getting those hard winds, I was over. Who was it? What company was that I was shooting those sniper rifles at?
Sons of Liberty.
I don't remember the company. But I, sitting there talking to people and like, oh, this president of the SSA, oh, yeah, he's. And then as soon as I started to get on the sniper rifle and start getting ready to shoot, target about 800 yards, the wind just started ripping, 20-mile-an-hour gusts.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, okay, let's see you. Here you go. I'm like, oh, shit. All right, well, let me get my stuff ready because I can't miss. There's no way. Everybody watching me. And luckily, I hit, but
nice.
Right when the wind started picking up, man, just my luck.
That was legit. They started having some of the folks' tents blow away. They got pretty crazy out there, but we did get a little bit of footage I've yet to upload up there yet. But we got a busy SHOT Show 2025. A lot of great gear. I was actually not expecting to see as much new stuff, and I've only had a couple hours to go. I was in meetings all day. I got a lot of new information coming out from electronics. In the meeting with them today, talked about some of the. We'll talk about it. I got some good information for you guys out there. They're already buying the Vector X's, and some of the problems as well as supply issues with Vector X's. All that's about to change. So we got the grudge match coming up in September, October.
Yep, in September, 1st October.
And then also the Midland Sniper Cup. Is that usually before or after the grudge match?
Well, this year we had planned to do it at YO Ranch. We planned to do our grudge match at the ranch, nice. But it fell through. Planning fell through, so we combined it with the Major Land Sniper Cup.
Okay.
And that's why we had those two events combined.
Nice. Okay.
This year, our plan right now is to have our grudge match at Pig River Precision. We're probably going to try to do that end of May, 1st of June. Another thing that we do with our grudge match I forgot to mention is we call it the Gathering of Snipers, and we open it up to local law enforcement, we open it up to Army, Marines, whoever, the SMEs in long range. And the first night on Friday's check-in at the range, and that Friday night we have a sniper symposium. We rent a room somewhere, conference room somewhere, and we have speakers come out from the Army, speakers come out from the Marines, and instructors, different people that they're on the forefront of technology and stuff for both branches. And we have them talk about what's going on with their POI, their instruction, their courses, and things that are coming that they think that's going to happen in the future, the ways things are evolving. And we do it with the Army and the Marines, and we just basically have an open conversation for a couple of hours and just let people talk back and forth and share knowledge, local law enforcement guys. And what was something cool we did this year, and I'm trying to do it again, is there's a friend of ours that's a Marine sniper, and he's been going back and forth fighting in Ukraine. Okay. And he's been, ever since the conflict started, he's been going on his own dollar and going and fighting and helping with that call. And he came, we helped him get his travel to come to the symposium. And he spoke for about 2 hours on lessons learned in Ukraine, new technologies that are developing in Ukraine, and basically just kind of talking to the Marine Corps cadre and the Army cadre. Hey, this is what, if I was you and I was running sniper school, these are the things to focus on. trying to push to your command, start getting training on. A lot of it's like drones and having small drone teams. Later your sniper teams also be drone teams, those types of things. But a lot of drone technology.
Yeah, I mean, really, we've had these same conversations. I mean, drones are almost the sniper teams of the future. There's just so much capability from a reconnaissance standpoint, and obviously you can do some direct action with drones. So it will be interesting to see how those skill sets merge and diverge, right? So that is really interesting. With that being said, too, since the time that you got out, what have you guys seen change? I'm just curious that from your perspective, what have you seen change in long range over the last 15, 20 years? I have my thoughts on that. I'd love to hear yours.
It's night and day. I mean, I come from the days when at sniper school, and anything I ever did shooting right, any course or anything was, you had a calculator, you had a data book, you had your sketch pad, and you had your formulas.
Yep.
And you had to calculate everything out. You had to mill holes and do your mill calculations. And now everything is push button. Everything is digital. Everything is connecting your iPhone to your app, the app to your rangefinder to your digital data card. And that's all great. I love it, but you have to do a lot of prep time to get those things set before you can go use them.
It's easy to get those wrong too.
It's very easy to mess them up, and I'd a lot rather drive a car than walk, but you still have to know how to do the fundamentals.
100%.
And there's a lot of courses that's kind of starting to come back too. It's starting to get the way that guys are starting to run these new courses where they're fundamentals.
So we have the XP Long Range Academy that we run, and level 1 and level 2, there's no electronic. Data book, collecting data, and learning those fundamentals so that I can't tell you how many times we've ran other courses in the past, or we're starting to mix electronics and data books and things like that, and it's like, oh, hey, you just missed that target. What do you got on your gun? And it's like, oh, I got 12 mils. Bro, we're shooting at 400 yards. It's not 12. Like, where'd you get that from? I got it from my Kestrel.
Yeah, right.
And you need to be a sanity check. One of the things that I always kind of go back as an analogy, it's like back when we didn't have GPS and we could drive from point A to point B, we could get there. Now we're so reliant on GPS. When GPS tells us to drive off the fucking bridge, we do it, right? Drive off into the water.
Yeah.
You got to have. It's so important. It's good to have that other technology. It gives you some capabilities that we probably didn't have back in the day. I sure didn't have those same things. But you got to have those fundamentals, understand what's going on with your gun, what's going on ballistically, from an analog standpoint before we start incorporating those fundamentals. And there's pros and cons to all that, but I think a lot of people have gotten too reliant on electronics.
Yeah, there's even for us, we didn't have chronographs, we didn't have any of that stuff in our shooting. So these guys, granted, maybe some of the basic fundamentals are lacking, but these guys, when it comes to knowledge and ballistic, and they're so far ahead of what we were.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because the technology is so far ahead, the ammunition is way different than it used to be. The weapon systems. I mean, you can't go to a comp and shoot. We shot the M48-3s, M48-5s.
We had the M24.
Yes. Show up to a modern day civilian competition.
Or just with 308 period.
See where you place. You're not going to do it. And that's all these guys, and that's the team that's the same. That's why we're trying to help these guys. You can still be a good quality fundamental shooter and have a good platform like that, but to be competitive, you have to be loading your own ammo. Yeah. And you have to have specialized guns and equipment, and that's what we try to help these guys get. Yeah. So that not only are they going out to comps and they're fun and they're getting back on the guns, but we want them to be successful. They're representing Marine Scout snipers, so we want them having good gear and they can do good and represent us.
Yeah, I mean, right now, back again, I was a sniper from 2004 through 2011, right? And then even during that's not that long ago, right? But at the same time, that's we were like 1 MOA is the standard, but it was hard to get a 1 MOA rifle, 1 MOA ammo. That was kind of a big deal. If you're buying it from a civilian standpoint, you're spending a lot of money to get there.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, my God, if it doesn't shoot 1 MOA, that's trash. Guns have gotten a lot better. Technology, manufacturing's gotten a lot better. Optics have gotten a lot better. It's cool to see all the improvements that's
You get the 6mm bullets, 6GT, 6 Dashers, which are flying completely straight, even almost at 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Taking a lot of that
no
wind.
recoil.
Yeah, with almost no recoil. Taking a lot of that learning of wind we had to do with 308, elevation, recoil management, all that stuff. A lot of these rifles, we started out there, 10, 15-pound rifles, and now, if you pick up one of these competitors' rifles and they're under 25 pounds, you're shocked.
Yeah.
And they're shooting these little 6mm bullets. So, and just some of the optics that have come out, these guys they're just amazing what they can do.
100%.
So, I mean, barrel manufacturing, all that stuff is just ages above, what we were getting in the late 90s, early 2000s and stuff, and some of those sniper rifles. And those were hand-picked barrels for those rifles specifically.
100%.
So, what we're getting now, right out of the box, has a lot of people putting a rifle together, taking it out there and shooting, thinking that they can really compete with some of these guys shooting 308. And it's a big learning curve shooting 308. I shot 308 for a number of years, and
Yeah, it's big.
Well, it's funny now that we have, when we have shooting schools, every now and then we'll have somebody show up with a 308, and it's just hilarious. Like the dichotomy of, or the difference between those rounds. It's like somebody shoots 308 and it's like, all right, I can go eat a sandwich.
Yeah.
I'll go, no. But just seeing that ballistic arc and seeing how much time it takes to get to target is crazy now. But 308's still a great round. Still a lot of uses, but man, 6.5 Creed is hard to beat. But yeah, just everything across the board. And the performance standards, how much better like the average civilian shooting PRS is compared to some of the stuff that we used to have to do that we thought was super high speed, sniper school and things like that. Like the performance standards have increased incredibly, and that's really good, and that's cool to see for the industry. But yeah, gear does help. We got a lot more people, everything from suppressors. Now we got suppressors with brakes. We got different technology on the brakes, arc rail system. It's a cool time to be a long range shooter. There's just lots of different choices out there.
Just look at some of the new bullet designs that Hornady and Berger, Sierra got out there. I mean, some of those, the ballistic coefficients of those bullets are just amazing.
Absolutely.
Back in the early 2000s, when most of us were just starting in the military, we wouldn't even have thought a bullet could be that ballistically coefficient.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, and that's talking about Hornady and these things too, but like that's the thing about being a SHOT Show too, is you meet all these new companies and stuff you never heard of. Like last day I linked up to Ultimate Ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff they're making is like mind blowing. I mean, and talking about suppressors, like show up to a match now, or show up to a range and don't have a suppressor on it. Don't have a can. People are like, oh my God, this dude don't even have a can. Oh my God, I don't even want to shoot near him,
Right.
And like we never had cans,
No. And
which is why we can't hear and we have tinnitus.
It was tough. Once I went to special operations, we did have cans that were available for our rifles, but I mean, you had such a difference in ballistics. Whether it was, you put them in impact shift, or just a question about reliability. We would rarely use them unless it was close targets at night. That's where they made sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, now you're getting better a lot of times out of some things. Depending on what you got going on, but there's so much has gotten so much better. It's just better than ever. It's also more expensive than ever, but you can actually get into a really solid platform cheap if you know what you're doing. And yeah, the key is to get out there. If you're really interested in range shooting, I'll do the shameless plug. Go check out XP Long Range Academy courses. Come train with us. You'll be glad you did. If you want to learn long range the right way. But yeah, man, I can't thank you guys enough. We'll definitely do some more. Definitely do some more podcasts in the future. Like I said, this was kind of an impromptu, but I wanted to get you over here, and we'll do some other stuff. And however we can help with the Marine Corps Sniper Association, we'd be glad to. Whether it's advertising, whether it's marketing, whether we can come out and shoot some content with you and for you, we'd be happy to do that. Yeah, and we'll definitely get with Jimmy here and see what we got new from Christensen Arms. We'll probably get that tomorrow, but I'm excited to see that as well. I plan on doing some NRL competition this year. I bet Christensen Arms can. They got some good solutions for that as well. What else we got? Any other?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks a lot also for letting us have the space and agreeing to sit down with us and talk. And
No, that's not a problem.
appreciate it, man.
It's always good talking guns. So.
Awesome. Well, listen, folks, thanks for tuning in. We got a lot more coming. But until next time, stay armed, stay ready. We'll talk to you soon.